Hi, I'm Salma Jaffrey, and you're watching Content Marketing Tips. Welcome to the show. I know that the startup life is tough. There's so much going on that marketing your startup seems like a huge task that looms on the horizon, and you wonder, how are you ever going to be able to do this? And that's why today I want to give you some quick wins, some quick strategies that you can implement right away in your marketing that are going to get you some fast and immediate results. Now, I'm not saying that it's easy. I'm not saying that it's going to be instantaneous. I'm just saying that it's relatively faster and free in most cases, and it's going to get you some results sooner than other strategies might. So without further ado, here are my 3 content strategies for getting traffic. So strategy number 1 is guest blogging. Now here's how it works. When you are producing content for your own blog or your own website, what are the chances that that blog is going to be seen by a large number of people? It's pretty small at that initial startup stage, right? And that's because you haven't yet developed that big audience. So, doesn't it make sense to start developing content for places that already do have a big audience? And I can see your question. Your question is, well, then how are those people going to come back to my site, right? How is blogging or writing for other people, how is guest blogging going to get me traffic? Well, here's how it works. Guest blogging is writing content for someone else, but typically at the end of every blog post or whatever kind of content you're writing, you get to have an author bio. And the author bio is actually really, really critical to getting traffic back to your site. So what you want to do in your author bio is give people a reason to come back and check you out. So maybe you could give them a free download, or maybe you could give them some free trial of your service, anything that will compel them to see, hey, this is some great content written by somebody. Let me go check out who wrote this. Oh, okay, they have some free stuff going on. Let me go back to their site and check that out. So what you want to do with guest blogging is go where the audience already is. Go where your audience is already hanging out and somebody who already has a lot of traffic coming in, and give them some material that they're going to enjoy using, that's going to inform them or entertain them or help them in their business, and they will be inspired to come back and check you out. So if you've heard of the startup Buffer, they use this strategy to a great effect. So the co-founder of Buffer is a social media scheduling tool. And what the co-founder of Buffer did was that he wrote 150 guest blog posts in 9 months. So even though it took him a while to get all that, to get all those posts written, but the effect of that, of writing all of those guest blog posts, was that Buffer got 100,000 new users to their website using their service just simply based on guest blogging. And of course, there are lots of other benefits too. They develop connections with journals and with industry publications and with journalists and people and influencers who matter in their industry. So that's a great side effect of guest blogging. And you can use this guest blogging strategy for just about anything that you want to market. So for example, say you have an app that you've developed, and that app is for, say, to download some children's games, right? And so when you think about marketing that app using guest blogging, what you want to do is you want to go to where parents who download apps for their children hang out. So maybe parenting blogs, maybe parenting websites, and you want to ask if you can guest blog for them, because that's where your target market and your audience is hanging out. And that's how you're going to bring them back to check out your app, maybe a couple of free downloads, maybe some other incentive, and that's how they're going to come back and find you, and that's how you're going to get the traffic coming back to your app. So I've actually used this strategy with a lot of clients, and we've developed a guest blogging template, which if you write to me and you tell me in the comments below that you want me to share that template, then I will do so with you. Okay, so strategy number 2 is called ReBlogging. Now, while guest blogging requires original content for most sites, what reblogging helps you do is it helps you use your existing content and put it up on different websites. So what kind of sites could you put up your existing work on? Sites like LinkedIn, Medium, Quora, Business to Community, Social Media Today. And there are a lot of different websites, perhaps in your industry, in your niche, that you could also explore that accept posts that have already been published elsewhere. Now, how does this strategy work? As you can see in the graph that you're looking at right now, is that we did this for a client and we experienced a huge spike in traffic after reblogging on one of the sites that I mentioned. And how did that happen? That happens because a lot of these sites get picked up by other larger publications. So big companies like Inc. and Forbes and Fast Company, they are looking at these smaller websites. They're looking at Quora, they're looking at LinkedIn, and they are trying to find some good content that they can showcase on their sites. So they have a relationship of syndication with these smaller sites where you can actually reblog completely for free. And that's what the spike in traffic is referring to, because my client's blog was picked up by Yahoo, and that's where we got all that big traffic coming in from. So pretty cool, pretty instantaneous, just the result of one great post. And that's all you sometimes really need to get that traffic coming back to your site. I have another example for you. A friend of mine, he blogs very regularly on Quora, and Quora's posts are often picked up by Forbes. So how cool is that? He can say he's published on Forbes now. So that's really how it works. And you want to be able to find smaller sites to republish your content on so that it gets picked up by bigger sites. And of course, I hope it goes without saying that the content needs to be stellar and it really needs to be amazingly epic for other big sites to want to pick it up. And the third strategy that I want to share with you today is called crowdsourcing. So let me start this by giving you an example. The largest tourism page on Facebook is maintained by Tourism Australia. They have, as of the time of filming of this video, they have over 6 million followers and fans on Facebook alone. Now, can you guess how large a social media team would they have to be able to get this amount of traction? 2 people. That's all they have. Their entire social media team is comprised of 2 people. So how did they do it? How did they get all of this traffic coming back to their site? And of course, they used the third strategy, which is crowdsourcing. So what they did was they asked their fans to send in pictures. Of course, since it's a site about Australia, so they're sending in pictures about Australia, and the social media team started to feature all of those amazing pictures. And what they got out of that is that they didn't have to actually go out and spend money on taking amazing pictures, but they got their fans and followers to contribute the pictures that they were taking. So every person who would contribute wanted to share that. As soon as Tourism Australia put up their pictures or featured their pictures, everyone wanted to share that. And that's how word started to spread. So essentially what crowdsourcing does is that it utilizes your existing fan base and gets them to do the hard work for you. And this is a great strategy to use if you have any products or services that people love to share, that people want to talk about. So if you have a clothing boutique and people like to wear the clothes, you want to get them to send in pictures of what they're wearing. So they're wearing your designs, and that's something that you can use in your marketing strategy. So crowdsourcing is a good way to go if you want to encourage sharing and building up traffic that way. Okay, so I hope that this has given you some cool ideas about some strategies that you can use to get traffic to your website. And the best part is that these strategies are not just for startups, but businesses of any size can use these strategies to get traffic back to their website. So now it's your turn. I want you to tell me in the comments below Which of these strategies can you apply to your business, and which appeals to you the most given the product and the industry that you are in? I would love to hear from you, so please do write in. And as always, you can subscribe to my video so that you never miss a video. All you need to do is click that link below and subscribe, and I'm going to send you one video every week in your mailbox. Thank you so much for watching Content Marketing Tips, and I'll see you next time.